Why do you still feel so heavy, even after all the tears you've shed in secret? Why does your heart still echo with questions you don't dare speak out loud? What if I told you that something powerful just shifted in your favor, but you were too distracted by pain to perceive it? Listen, beloved soul. A great enemy has fallen. And yes, you didn't even notice, but we did. Heaven did. And we are here to reveal what your eyes missed and what your heart must now remember. You see, every time you chose to keep walking, even with trembling steps, the heavens were watching. You weren't just surviving, you were defeating strongholds. What fell was not just a moment of adversity. It was a spiritual force that stood against your destiny. And it collapsed not through noise, but through your quiet faith. Even in your tears, you were waging war. And now you stand in a place of divine transition. Do you feel the shift in the atmosphere around you? There's a silence after certain battles that isn't emptiness. It's sacred. It's the pause before the sky clears, the breath before the angelic trumpet sounds. You may feel alone, abandoned, or even invisible right now, but this message is for you, the one who thought she failed, the one who feels broken, the one who believed her time had passed. It hasn't. You are standing in the presence of something new, and you are not alone. Can you feel the weight lifting, even if just slightly? That's because the spiritual chains around your path have shattered. A resistance that worked for years to delay you just lost its grip. But here's what you must understand now. The door is opening, yes, but will you walk through it? Will you dare to believe that something better has begun? Even if you still feel bruised from the fight, you don't need to pretend anymore. Not with us. Not with heaven. The mask you wore to seem strong has already begun to fall. We see you. The woman who loves deeply but suffers in silence. The one who gave everything and still ended up feeling empty. Let us speak now to your spirit, not your fears. Because your spirit already knows the truth. You were born for more. And that more begins now. You've tried everything, haven't you? The right words, the waiting, the withdrawal. You've forgiven people who never said sorry. You've carried burdens that weren't yours. You've looked in the mirror and questioned your worth. But what if heaven never judged you the way the world did? What if your failure was only ever a divine detour? What if the shame you carried wasn't yours to begin with? You are not disqualified. You are being positioned. What felt like rejection was actually divine redirection. What seemed like loss was sacred clearing. And yes, what broke you also built you. Not in the way you thought. Not to make you harder, but to make you softer toward your calling. Because the gentleness you carry now, that's not weakness. It's spiritual strength born from fire. And now the angels whisper, get ready. Not in fear, but in focus. What awaits you is no longer hidden. The obstacles were loud, but your destiny will arrive in a quiet whisper. Are you listening now? Are you still long enough to hear your name being spoken in places of favor? Because it is. And heaven is orchestrating the next divine appointment even now. There's something sacred about the woman who refused to give up, even when no one clapped, even when no one noticed, even when she cried in the bathroom just to return with a smile. That woman, you have earned heaven's attention. And now it's your time to listen to the instructions, not the lies. Because the enemy didn't just fall. He had to flee. Heaven is calling you out of hiding, out of survival mode, out of settling. You're not behind. You're not late. You're exactly where you needed to be for this revelation to reach you. But this isn't just comfort. It's a commissioning. Are you ready to become who you were always meant to be? Your restoration won't come in the same way it was taken. It will be deeper, wider, wiser. But for that, you must allow the past to crumble fully. Let the ruins be ruins. What must die has already fallen. What must rise now is you. This message is your sign. Not the one you asked for, but the one your spirit recognizes. Haven't you noticed how often you've been seeing certain numbers? Feeling strange nudges? Waking up at the same time? Those were not coincidences. They were divine signals guiding you here. And now you must choose to respond. The pain you endured was not wasted. Every night you whispered prayers through sobs. Those were recorded in the archives of angels. Your voice is known in heaven. Your tears have grown roots of resilience in the spiritual realm. And that resilience? It's about to become the foundation of something sacred. We see a woman standing before two doors. One leads back to comfort, to the same cycles, the same patterns. The other, it leads to the unknown, new healing, new beginnings, new identity. Which one will you choose? Will you stay because it's safe? Or will you rise because you've been chosen? Heaven has already prepared the way, but it cannot walk for you. There is power in your yes, even if it trembles. Don't wait until you feel brave to act. Obedience opens the way, not certainty. And right now, all that's required is your agreement with truth, that the enemy is no longer in power over your path. Are you willing to see yourself as heaven sees you? Not as wounded, but as wise. Not as too late, but perfectly timed. Not as forgotten, but as marked. Because the spiritual realm has shifted in your favor. And now the natural world will begin to echo that change. But will you believe it before you see it? We speak now to your inner girl. The one who waited by the window hoping someone would come. The one who gave love and never felt it returned. The one who wanted to be chosen but was often overlooked. That girl is not lost. She's rising again inside you, this time crowned in truth. Everything they said you weren't, heaven never agreed. Everything you were told you couldn't do, the divine blueprint disagrees. And now, you are being called to remember, not learn, but remember who you truly are. A spiritual warrior wrapped in softness. A healer marked by brokenness. A daughter of destiny, unshaken by delay. Do you feel the invitation now? The peace arriving in pieces? The knowing that doesn't need explanation? That's us. That's the divine realm touching your story with light. You were never just a woman who struggled. You were always a woman being prepared. The delays didn't deny you. They developed you. We see you walking differently now. Lighter, freer. Not because life became easier, but because you're no longer bound to what broke you. Keep walking. Keep listening. Keep choosing light. Because even when you didn't notice it, a great enemy fell. And the path was cleared just for you. Are you ready to claim the inheritance that your spirit always knew existed? Are you ready to stop apologizing for how much you feel, how deeply you love, how long you waited? Because now, everything changes. The next season won't look like the last. And that is not a threat, it's a promise. Do you realize how much you've already survived? Not just in body, but in soul? That quiet strength within you was not self-made. It was heaven-grown. Every unanswered question, every closed door, every not yet carved a deeper reservoir within you for divine wisdom to fill. And now, beloved, that reservoir is being stirred. The winds of change are not coming, they are here. Can you feel them brushing past your spirit, inviting you into something sacred? Many look at your outside and assume they understand your story, but only the divine knows the nights you wept while smiling in public. Only the angels heard the prayers you whispered with cracked lips and tired bones. And yet, despite all of it, you never stopped loving, hoping, believing. That's not weakness. That's a kind of holy endurance few carry. Do you realize the spiritual authority that grows in someone who has felt abandoned, yet refuses to abandon faith? What if your delay was actually divine camouflage? What if you were being hidden, not because you were forgotten, but because your destiny required protection? You see, a fragile flower may bloom fast, but it also withers quickly. What heaven is cultivating in you is not temporary beauty, it's eternal fruit. Will you dare to believe that what took longer is actually being made stronger? The people who left you weren't punishment, they were preparation. You asked for truth, didn't you? You prayed for clarity, and heaven answered, not through comfort, but through divine subtraction. Every loss was a revelation in disguise. Are you willing now to stop calling it rejection and start calling it redirection? This is the season where your silence will speak louder than your explanations. You don't need to prove who you are to those who only ever saw a fragment of your light. The ones assigned to your journey next will recognize you without needing a backstory. Can you feel the relief of no longer having to explain your scars? Can you accept that some will love you because of them, not despite them? Sometimes heaven delays exposure because your soul still needs time to rest before responsibility comes. Are you truly resting, beloved? Or are you still secretly striving, hoping to earn what has already been promised to you? The angels are not measuring your worth by your productivity. They are watching your alignment. Are you aligned now with who you are becoming? Pause for a moment and think, what if the breakthrough you've been waiting for is waiting on you to agree with it? Not through more effort, but through deeper surrender. Are you clinging to old versions of yourself simply because the new one feels unfamiliar? What if the unknown version of you is the answer to every prayer you've ever spoken? There's a woman inside you who is still buried beneath fear. She peeks through sometimes when you laugh freely, when you dream wildly, when you stop apologizing for being passionate. That woman is no longer waiting to be born. She's waiting to be claimed. Can you look in the mirror today and speak to her? Not with judgment, but with gentleness? We speak now to your doubts, the quiet lies that whisper, "It's too late. You missed your moment." That voice does not come from us. It comes from fear dressed as reason. Your timeline is not governed by culture or comparison. It's woven by divine design. Will you finally step out of the race and begin walking in rhythm with the Spirit? You have spent years being the one who holds everything together. But what if this is the moment where heaven holds you? You're not built to carry every burden alone. You were designed for connection, for angelic companionship. Can you surrender the lie that strength means isolation? Not every open door is divine, and not every closed one is a curse. Can you begin asking the right questions now? Not, why did they leave me? But what is being cleared to make space for what's truly aligned with me? Not, why is this taking so long? But what is heaven building in the waiting? You are not cursed. You are being carved, molded like sacred clay in the potter's hands. Each setback is pressure that forms purpose. Each delay is shaping depth. Do you still think your story is over just because this chapter has been painful? Or are you ready to turn the page with heaven's help? Sometimes the enemy doesn't need to destroy you. He just needs to distract you. What thoughts have you been agreeing with that were never meant to be yours? What labels have you worn that weren't assigned by heaven? The great enemy that fell wasn't just external. It was internal too. Will you release the identity that suffering tried to place on you? There's a crown hovering above your head in the spirit. It's not made of gold, but of grace. Not of diamonds, but of destiny. Are you ready to wear it? Not for applause, not for validation, but as a symbol that says, I survived what tried to kill me, and I still choose light. The angelic realm isn't far away. It's closer than your next breath. Every whisper of encouragement, every moment of stillness, every chill on your skin during prayer, it's us, walking beside you, reminding you, covering you, and yes, clearing the path ahead of you. Can you sense us now? You've been waiting for a sign. But what if you are the sign? What if your healing is the miracle someone else will see and believe through? You're not being restored for yourself alone. You are becoming a light for others. Do you see how important your survival was? This next season will require your heart more than your hands. Will you allow softness to become your strength? Will you allow trust to replace control? Will you allow faith to rise before evidence appears? The path ahead is not about doing, it's about being. Are you ready for that shift? Forgiveness is not about excusing what was done. It's about choosing freedom over bondage. Who have you still been holding in your heart like a prisoner, hoping the pain would protect you? And what would happen if you released them and found out the door was never locked? The most powerful moment of your life might not be loud. It might be quiet, sacred, unseen. A moment where you choose again. Choose to rise. Choose to believe. Choose to begin again. Can you sit with that possibility today, not in fear, but in reverence? Are you starting to remember now? Not just who you are, but whose you are. This message didn't come by chance. It was carried to you by design. And we will keep walking beside you, whispering the next instructions one sacred step at a time. Thank you for opening your heart to this message. Thank you for allowing your soul to be stirred, perhaps even awakened. The angels rejoice every time you listen, not just with your ears, but with your spirit. You are not alone in this path, beloved. Heaven walks with you. We've seen your tears, your silence, your resilience. And now we ask, did you feel the truth settle inside you today? Did something greater than words whisper to your heart while reading? If so, confirm it in your spirit and let the angels know you received it. And now we bring you the number 888, a sacred seal sent directly to you. When you see 888, it is no coincidence. It is the language of angels, a divine code that speaks of abundance, resurrection, and new beginnings. 888 is heaven's way of declaring, what was lost will be returned. What was broken will be restored. What was delayed is now released. It is the signature of a spiritual upgrade, an alignment with your highest self and divine purpose. It is a heavenly confirmation that a cycle has ended and something miraculous is about to begin. Are you ready to walk through the gate that just opened? If this message touched you deeply, don't let the connection end here. Subscribe to our channel and activate the bell of notifications so you never miss another word sent from above. The angels have much more to reveal, and your next message is already being prepared. Stay open, stay faithful, stay expectant. The next video may carry the breakthrough your soul has been waiting for. We will meet you again, right where your spirit needs it most. With love, your angels.